Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about the Federal Reserve's decision on interest rates. We don't think about this on our daily life, but it is very important no matter you're spending in a grocery store or anything else, because this will strongly affect our money. And I just want to talk about this topic so me and you guys would be notified and be able to navigate through this financial difficulty together. And on my first point, which is the plan to cut interest rates. So the head of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, said that despite the fact that the job market is doing so well, they think that if they put interest rates down, it will be making inflation more easier to manage, which is going to go from 5.5 to 4.75 with a 3-time cut of 0.25% cuts, which if you think about it, don't really make sense. They're trying to defy their own logic, which is weird because normally if job market is doing good, it means that inflation will come. And based on the last two inflation reports, it's also indicating that, but they said that it's already a good time to cut because they don't want to get into a recession in case they put the rates too high, and they think that but now they're saying that it's easier to manage inflation if it's low, which doesn't really make sense, but that's what they are trying to say. And now my second point, which is data-driven decision making. So you might be thinking, so what do they actually do to decide what they want to do when it comes to decreasing interest rates? When do they want to do it? How do they decide? Well, they base off data from inflation reports, GDP growth, labor market, data like that. And of course, there's more, but I can't remember all of them. These are the more important ones. Well, the thing about data-driven decision making is that it's very hard because you can make predictions, but each time the meeting comes, you will have to change your predictions potentially, and there's a high chance that your predictions are wrong because it's very, very hard to estimate the economy. So when the data actually comes, you end up changing your decision and making a new decision during the meeting. Well, there is an interviewer who asked, what if the labor market was actually that strong? Would you change your mind of lowering rates 3 times this year? The interviewer was asking Jerome Powell. Well, his answer was no, it would not stop them from lowering 3 times this year, which is a little bit weird if you ask me, because that's kind of going against their principle. But tell me what you think. And on my third point, which is timing is everything. So Jerome Powell is clearly not stupid. So he knows that timing is everything. If he decreases the interest rates too early, he'll clearly let loose of inflation of all its progress in the past year. So he's not going to make it too early. But if he does it too late, the worry is that it could bring the economy into an unnecessary turmoil, basically stagflation or recession, or even a depression. Well, here's the thing. Our financial situation right now, which is the economy, seems to be in a pretty okay state. So there's actually no rush. Doesn't seem like there's any recession coming soon. In fact, the economy is very robust and good. So why do he actually want to cut 3 times this year? Could be political, like the election coming up. In my opinion, that could be the case, but he said it's nothing related to politics when it comes to their decision making, which would also be weird because they don't seem to be any rush in this. I think that if interest rates remain elevated for a while, in fact, it would be better for the economy in the time being if you actually want to bring inflation down to 2%. That's of course my own decision. You could comment down below what you think. I could be wrong and maybe you could teach me. Anyways, comment down your thoughts. I'm not really sure about the Fed's decision in this one, but now to my next point. And on to my fourth point, which is expectations and uncertainty. So the expectations of a interest rates decrease in May 1st is now at 1%. That's the expectations. And for inflation reports for the past 2 times, like I've said, it's higher than expectations. And the uncertainty now is basically when they're going to cut. Most people think it's going to be July because July seems to be far enough for a data-dependent rate cut, which we will know then because we don't know what's going to happen in the next inflation report. If the next few inflation reports turns out bad, then of course July is not going to happen. But of course, the 3-time cut decision is still on the table. So right now, this is the uncertain part for the Fed. Inflation's kind of high. They have to cut 3 times. July, but have to be data dependent. What if it's bad? So that's the problem you're facing right now. And on my fifth point, which is preparing for future. Even though the economy is now uncertain, there's one thing that is very clear, which is the Fed is about to lower interest rates. They're about to drop interest rates like a hot potato, and then it could disturb the economy's health, but it could also be a good thing for us because we can get ready earlier now that we know this information. Like for example, what happens when interest rates drop? People don't put money in the bank, or maybe they put money in the stock market because there's now more money in the economy that can be used. Things like that, we can find indications and then we can navigate through this economic cycle. Well, just keep in mind that the Feds are going to drop rates, and that's something that we can know for sure, and then we have to work on from there. So in conclusion, basically, us looking at the Fed making a decision is basically just like, some distant people making a decision, right? Some random people. But no, actually, they are very important people, which because of the world creating a system, now their decisions is going to strongly affect each and every one of our lives. So we have to pay attention to this, navigate through this. Well, we got to work with what we know. Interest rates about to be cut 2 to 3 times, doesn't matter. It just knows that it's going to be cut. And through that, we can estimate the future of the economy, which potentially means that inflation is about to explode in the next few years. And then maybe interest rates will be even higher next time and recession might come. So knowing it first could bring us a heads up, and then we'll decide what we'll do with that heads up. Basically, in conclusion, navigate properly with our money. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you like and subscribe. I hope you do come back and watch my video again. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.